Ashley Heidemann from JD Advising. Before we dive into our video, let me give you some background on our completely free law school prep course. You can find a link below and sign up to access it right away. And if you find this video helpful, please like and subscribe to our channel. As of this taping, we have literally thousands of students enrolled in this free law school prep course. We're also very grateful that students rated this course an average of 4.76 out of 5. This course is posted as a free resource on the Law School Admission Council, or LSAC's website, and was just mentioned last month by U.S. News & World Report and the National Jurist as being a helpful law school resource. It has also been promoted by the National Black Law Students Association, Phi Alpha Delta, and various law schools and undergraduate institutions across the country.
So you've probably heard it said that law school is going to feel very much like you're learning a foreign language. And I'm not just referring to the many Latin words you'll find yourself having to look up as you're reading cases. Black's Law Dictionary will come in pretty handy for that. But aside from interpreting Latin to English, you'll also hear words and terms thrown around by faculty, law school administrators, and your upperclassmates that you're probably unfamiliar with. So hopefully after this video, you'll have a more comfortable grasp on the lingo that will soon become a part of your everyday law school experience. So here we go. So a 0L is essentially a pre-law student who has not yet started law school. A 1L is a first-year law student. A 2L is a second-year law student. And so a third-year law student, you guessed it, is referred to as a 3L. And a term that's not on your sheets and that you might only hear administrators at your law school and professors using because it's just sort of the way that they communicate about law students is rising 2L or rising 3L. This isn't usually a term you're going to hear law students using to refer to themselves, but what that term is capturing is the window between the end of your first year of law school before you start your second year and the end of your second year before you become a 3L. So you might hear rising 2L or 3L as you're passing through the halls. The next term, big law. So this is the collective name that people will use to refer to the biggest law firms in the world. You might hear someone say, so-and-so got a big law job. Next, gunner. So someone who's very competitive and often raises their hand excessively in class is considered a gunner. It has a negative connotation, and you'll most likely figure out who the gunner is in your classes fairly quickly. You might hear students in the hallway saying, he's such a gunner. Even the professor's getting annoyed. Next term, journal. So you'll hear the term journal, and that's a reference to any secondary journals to law review that might be content specific. So the Journal of Environmental Law, for example, or Journal of Women in the Law. Law review. So that's a scholarly publication focusing on legal issues. It's run by law students, so 2Ls and 3Ls. And the law school's law review usually publishes articles written by law school professors or other legal scholars. The 2Ls and 3Ls that run it might also write pieces that might be published by the journal if they're selected. This is usually the most prestigious journal at a law school, and it looks really great on a resume. Some schools will require a minimum GPA to be eligible for law review, or there might be a writing requirement. So the next term is mock trial. This is a competitive student group where the students simulate full trials before the lowest court in a fictional state or district where the facts take place. Students will receive a packet of fictional facts to use to argue their case for their given client. There are witnesses, objections, judges, oral arguments. This is a great group to try out for if you're really interested in litigation and considering practicing in a courtroom when you graduate. This also looks really good on your resume to a prospective employer. Moot court. So moot court is a student group consisting of 2Ls and 3Ls that are assigned fictional cases to argue in front of an imaginary court. Law students put together the legal briefs and arguments, and then oral arguments occur. This is a prestigious student group as well, and it looks good on your resume. Moot court is different from mock trial in that the student attorneys in a moot court competition are making their arguments to and answering questions from a panel of judges. So we're not talking about a jury, we're talking about a panel of judges. OCIs. So this stands for on-campus interviews. This usually occurs in the fall, and it's primarily for second-year law students or 2Ls. This is when big law firms, schedule interviews with students for summer associate positions. The interviews will take place on the law school's campus. Getting an interview and subsequently a position is very competitive. On call. So this is referring to the time when either you are the person or part of the group of people that the professor is asking questions to in class about the material. You will have to answer questions in front of the class, and you're going to be nervous, but you'll do just fine. Some professors are gracious enough to let you sign up in advance for the day that you'll be on call, while other professors prefer to cold call, so you won't know when it's your day to be on call. And lastly, the reading period or reading week. So this is the time when classes are over, but finals have not yet begun. So this is a time for students to be outlining and preparing for exams. Usually the law school's library will extend their hours of operation to accommodate students studying, and the reading period typically lasts for about a week. So again, this was just a quick snapshot of some of the terms you'll hear most often as a law student. It's definitely not an exhaustive list, but these are among the most popular. And now you won't be hearing them for the first time when you start law school.